Have you ever thought, there's got to be a better and simpler way to learn organizational strategies? 5 Minutes Learning has a global and diverse collection of case studies to help management students. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our upcoming and interesting case studies. In the early 2010s, Amazon was making headlines for all the right reasons. The online retailer was ranked as one of the world's most admired companies by Fortune magazine for 2 consecutive years, and it was also the biggest online retailer in the country. However, behind the scenes, Amazon's work environment was coming under scrutiny. In 2015, The New York Times published an explosive article about Amazon's workplace culture, which painted a picture of an inhumane and intense working environment. The article described Amazon's practices as an experiment in how far it could push white-collar workers to get them to achieve its ever-expanding ambitions. According to the article, Amazon's office culture was marked by intense competition among employees, who were encouraged to be critical of each other's ideas during meetings and to send feedback to each other's bosses. The workplace was also physically demanding, with long hours and expectations of working overtime, leading to a high turnover rate, with most employees not staying for more than a few months. Despite these controversies, Amazon continued to climb the ladder of success. The company was constantly innovating, and by market valuation, it had surpassed Walmart. However, the cost of this success was the well-being and happiness of its employees. Customer satisfaction is the foundation of Amazon's business model, and the company has always placed it as its top priority. The New York Times article shed light on Amazon's inner workings, which were previously unknown to the public. Jeff Bezos, Amazon's CEO, expressed his stance on the company's work environment in a letter to shareholders, stating that, at Amazon.com, you can't choose 2 out of 3, between working long, hard, or smart. In 1999, when the internet boom ended, Amazon was facing financial difficulties and losses. To overcome this, Bezos aimed to cut costs, but Amazon did not offer any benefits or perks to its employees, with the only perk being free aspirin, which was eventually taken away. After the publication of the New York Times article, Bezos released a company-wide memo disagreeing with the portrayal of Amazon's work environment. He stated that anyone working in such conditions would not be satisfied, and that he hoped his employees were having a positive experience working with their brilliant teammates, while helping to invent the future. Amazon has always been known for its innovative and unconventional approach to business. This extends to the way it develops its products, particularly in software development. Before starting the programming process, Amazon software developers are required to write a press release and answer frequently asked questions about the product. This unique strategy of working backwards from the finished product helps the developers to identify and address any potential issues before they start the development process. As a result, the developers have a clear understanding of the product's unique value proposition and how it appeals to customers from the very beginning. In fact, if the developers can't write a convincing press release, the product is discarded. This rigorous approach to software development is what makes Amazon such an attractive place to work, for those passionate about their profession. Despite having a median tenure of only 1 year, Amazon has consistently attracted top talent in the tech industry. In 2013, it had the second highest turnover rate among Fortune 500 companies, but this hasn't deterred the company from continuing to push the boundaries and set new standards in the industry. Amazon's unconventional approach to business development has made it a leader in innovation, and a company that continues to drive change in the tech world. When it came to hiring talent, Amazon had a unique approach. The company relied on their top performers to screen potential new hires and even hired part-time interviewers to ensure they only brought in the best of the best. This rigorous process also meant that new employees had to be committed to staying with the company for the long haul. If they decided to leave within their first year, they would have to repay their signing bonus. And if they left before 2 years, they would also have to repay a portion of their relocation expenses. When it comes to performance management, Amazon has long been known for using a bell curve approach. Every year, managers at the company level sit down to discuss the rankings of their subordinates. This process often involves presenting documents and evidence to defend top performers and call out any underperforming employees. In order to protect their most valuable team members, managers are tasked with making difficult choices and identifying who might be sacrificed in the process. Amazon also uses a confidential online feedback tool, which encourages employees to provide constructive criticism to their colleagues. However, this approach has been criticized for fostering a cutthroat work environment. Many employees have reported feeling like they are constantly being scrutinized and that their coworkers are trying to outperform or sabotage them. Negative comments in performance reviews have also led to feelings of sabotage. At Amazon, diversity and representation have been a point of discussion. One major issue that stood out was the absence of women in the top leadership positions. This disparity is often linked to the company's culture of competition and elimination. Female employees have reported feeling that certain aspects of Amazon's leadership principles worked against them, such as the expectation to earn trust, have a backbone, and disagree with colleagues in the workplace. Moreover, the company's demanding work hours also made it challenging for female employees to balance their personal and professional lives. Raising children was seen as a hindrance to career advancement, as it would prevent employees from putting in long hours. One female employee who worked full-time was even criticized by her boss for leaving early, despite the fact that she was also coming in early. This highlights the importance of creating a more inclusive and understanding workplace, where the needs and priorities of all employees are respected and accommodated. The intense and competitive work culture at Amazon has left a lasting impression on those who have worked there, leading many recruiters to view ex-employees negatively. The perception is that these individuals are aggressive and confrontational, which can make it difficult for them to find employment elsewhere. One former Amazon employee spoke of his struggles to adapt to a less competitive environment, despite leaving the company several years prior. He spoke of his ongoing battle with the workaholic tendencies that were nurtured in him during his time at Amazon. In the modern business landscape, it's becoming increasingly important for companies to value human rights and prioritize sustainable development. More and more people are seeking out employers who offer a positive and supportive work environment, rather than one that is overly competitive and demanding. While Amazon's approach may yield short-term success, the high turnover rates and negative perception of ex-employees could prove to be a long-term challenge for the company. By creating a more supportive work culture, Amazon could attract and retain talent more effectively, while also promoting a positive and sustainable work environment. Thank you so much for listening to this video. Do not forget to subscribe this YouTube channel for receiving updates about my upcoming case study videos.